meritorious children. We got this rare opportunity to learn Dhamma because of our good deeds done in our past lives. We have done good deeds in our past lives. We have practiced the Buddha's teachings in past lives. That's why we got the opportunity, and we delighted and we like to learn the Buddha's teachings. We are happy to learn the Buddha's teachings again and again because we have practiced the Buddha's teachings in past lives. So when you practice the Buddha's teachings in this life, you will have results in this life and also in future births. So we should strive hard to become a Sotapanna disciple, to become a stream enterer. That means a person who have entered the Noble Eightfold Path. So a lot of children have asked about the Noble Eightfold Path and how to apply the Noble Eightfold Path. So today in this program, I'm hoping to read all the emails that children have sent me so far. I'm going to read all the emails, and then in between I will share the Buddha's teachings. I will teach you some Dhammapada stanzas. I will teach you some Theravada to apply those teachings to your life and live a peaceful life. So remember, after you learn the Buddha's teachings, we should apply them to our lives. If not, if we do not apply the teachings that we learn, it's like pouring water to a pot where there is a hole underneath in the pot. Imagine you are pouring water to a pot, but underneath the pot there's a hole in the pot. So you will be pouring water day and night, but whole day you'll be pouring water. But what happens to the water? Will it remain in the pot? No, children. So Buddha again said it's like you have some sweets on your lap, but then you stand, then all the sweets will fall down. So before you stand, you should put the sweets to a bag and then stand, so the sweets won't fall, candies or whatever it is. So in the same way, so now you are seated and listening to Dhamma. So when you stand, so after the Dhamma sermon is over, you will worship the monks and stand and get back to your normal day-to-day activities. You will get back to schoolwork. You will get back to playing with your friends, and you will start living a normal life. Then you might forget these teachings. So it's like your sweets have fallen from your lap. But what's the bag? So the bag is your mind. So the bag is like you are remembering the Buddha's teachings, and with mindfulness you apply the Buddha's teachings then and there. So what is mindfulness, children? Mindfulness means you are aware of what you are thinking. You are aware of what you are speaking. You are aware of what you are doing. Then when you are aware of what you are thinking, and then you are aware of the body, you are aware of the feelings, then you are aware of the mind, then you are aware of the Buddha's teachings. So when you remember the Buddha's teachings and when you recollect the Buddha's teachings again and again, you can apply the Buddha's teachings whenever you need for the problems that you face in life. So remember, have a strong determination to live happily. We shouldn't cry because of others. We shouldn't feel sad because of others. Why? This mind can be tamed, children. This mind is something that can be tamed. Tamed means you can keep a mind as you wish. Arahants did that. But the body you can't control the way you want. The body is something beyond our control. This body is something that will decay to the earth. But this mind can be developed to a great extent, where that development will remain even in our next life. Now, if you become a stream entrant, in next life also you are a stream entrant. And then you can follow the path. You can practice the path without a guidance of a teacher. The advantage is when you become a stream entrant without a guidance from a Buddha, without external guidance, With a maximum of 7 births, you will become Arahant. You will attain the Mahaparinibbana. So what a great assurance, children. So if you can start this from your young age, like I get emails from who are 9 years, who are in grade 2, in grade 4, then most of the children, I think 13 and 12 and 13. So we don't receive emails like this from adults, very rarely, appreciating the monks being. So when I read all these emails, one thing I understood that even I shared with the other monks. First of all, what these kids do is they show gratefulness to our teacher, to Lokasamin Wahanse, and to the other monks who are preaching Dhamma. And then only they share their happiness and ask their questions. So even Buddha, after he became enlightened, after the Bodhisattva became a Samma Sambuddha, the Blessed One, first of all, showed gratefulness to the Bodhi tree, which gave shelter to the Buddha. And then Blessed One thought, it's not good to live without a teacher. I should live with the guidance of a teacher. And then he looked around the world, the entire universe, but he couldn't find a person who is greater than his virtue, a person who is greater than his concentration and wisdom. But then the Blessed One kept the teachings that made him a Buddha as the teacher, kept the method, the Dhamma as the teacher, and lived as keeping the Dhamma as a refuge, as a teacher. So if Buddha did that, if Buddha had that much gratefulness towards the Dhamma that helped the Blessed One to become a Buddha, and if Buddha had so much gratefulness to the Bodhi tree which gave shelter just for one day, Bodhi tree gave shelter just for one day to become a Samma Sambuddha. But then the Blessed One looked at the Bodhi tree for 7 days. That's the difference. See, the Blessed One got shelter for one day, just for one night. But then the Blessed One looked at the Bodhi tree for 7 days without blinking eyes. See the Buddha's gratefulness. Therefore, I'm so happy to see these grateful children's emails. So I decided today to dedicate this program to read out all their emails out of compassion towards them, and to encourage other children to come up with their good deeds and then share their good deeds with other children, and for them to make merit from the good deeds they do, and to multiply those good deeds by sharing with other children. And it's like giving a Dhamma Dana. It's like preaching Dhamma. Like those kids, when they do good deeds and share with the other children, then the other children will learn how to do good deeds. Even sometimes I can't, because I am now not 12 years or 11 years, so I have passed that age. I can't even remember. I can only remember like when I was like 16 or 14 or 13. I can't remember how I lived when I was 8 or 9 years. So these kids, when they share their way of gaining merit, it's a great support for me even to correct the other children. So sharing good deeds is a great merit. So for today's program, I'm going to read all these emails. Therefore, children, first of all, let's observe the 5 precepts. Go for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha and observe the 5 precepts. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅgaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now to observe the 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear children, so first of all, let's pay our homage to our teacher, to our Lokusamin Wahanse, Most Venerable Avasarai Kiribadgoda Jnanananda Mahathera Pingvat Lokusamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now the first email. My name is Etmi. I am 10 years old and I live in New York. A good deed that I did was when I went to school, I helped my teachers. Instead of playing with my friends at lunchtime, also during this difficult time, I helped my mom find things to put into a big food basket for one of our neighbors. My birthday is on June 11th, and my mom would like to sponsor the program on Saturday that week. Could you please inform us? So I think the Shraddha TV, the people who are in charge of managing the donations for the programs would have contacted your children. So at me dua, if they have not contacted, you can write to us again and remind us. Then that is at me dua. So we share all the merit. So let us share. So let us rejoice all the merits gained by at me dua, who is just 10 years old, who's thinking wisely, being grateful to the parents, being grateful to the teachers, and doing good deeds. So we all rejoice in your good deeds, dua, etmi dua, and may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now there's another girl from Saudi Arabia. So there are no monasteries in Saudi Arabia, but then she listened to Dhamma through the internet, and but she lives a good life. See what she has learned from the monks. My name is Kenuli Gihansa. I am 12 years old and currently live in Saudi Arabia with my 2 brothers and my parents. First of all, I want to thank you I want to thank Valimata Saddasila Swamin Wahanse, our Kiribadguru Jnanananda Swamin Wahanse, that's our local Swamin Wahanse, Subodhi Swamin Wahanse, who's in charge of the Shraddha TV, who's managing the Shraddha TV and doing the live program in the evening at the Ratan Sutta chanting. During the Ratan Sutta chanting, Subodhi Swamin Wahanse explains very well the precautions that you have to take and the danger of this coronavirus, how to practice Dhamma during coronavirus. So you should watch that as well. So it's conducted in the morning, 6 a.m., then 12 noon, and 9 p.m. in Shraddha TV. Then, and all other Swamin Wahanses were teaching us all the Sri Saddharmaya. My family, and I always listen to the Bana, which is taught by all the Bantes. We just adore all of your hard work you put into to make us people understand the Supreme Buddha's teachings, to make us realize the Four Noble Truths. So she has the aim of realizing the Four Noble Truths. So remember, children, we should have the aim of realizing the Four Noble Truths. We learn this Dhamma to realize the Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths? First noble truth is there is suffering that we go through in life. So we should realize, we should understand these sufferings, and we should have a hope not to suffer like this in future births and to get detached this life. Right now, children, we are attached to our life. We don't understand that birth is subjected to suffering. Then old age is subjected to suffering. Death is subjected to suffering. Diseases are subjected to suffering. Mixing with people that we do not like. Then separation from loved ones. Not getting what we want. So that is the first noble truth. Isn't it a truth, children, that we have to suffer in life? It's a truth. So we don't understand about this suffering. We just take medicine and try to forget these problems and cover this problem with some happiness and just concentrate on day-to-day activities. But we don't understand that again in future births we will fall into the same problem. So if you understand the first noble truth, if you realize the first noble truth, you will not suffer again and again by experiencing these sufferings. So the first noble truth is about suffering. Then the reason for this suffering now, for an example, you miss your loved ones. You have to separate from your loved ones. Now during this coronavirus, during this pandemic, a lot of people lost their loved ones and they cried. And some people lost their enemies also. Some enemies would have died. Some people's enemies would have died, but then they wouldn't have suffered. So some people so it's because of a craving, it's because of a desires. Towards some people we have desires, towards some people we do not have desires. So therefore, children, it's because of our craving we suffer, children. For some people we suffer, for some people we do not suffer. There's a nice sutta called Piyajataka Sutta. So I will teach that sutta in a future program as well. So I think Kyle Putta is now working in the program. So Kyle Putta, remember, we have to do an upcoming program. Name of the sutta is Piyajataka Sutta. And there's one more child who's happy to volunteer. That is, I think, Sasan Putta, I think, Hapuarachi. Sasan Hapuarachi Putta. So remember, you also, both of you all, remember we have to do Piyajataka Sutta. Then the third noble truth is, when craving is abandoned, you don't suffer. The third noble truth is, when craving is abandoned, you don't suffer. So suffering can be abandoned by abandoning craving, not by having loved ones always with you. Now what we are trying to do is, we think, if my mother lives with me every day, if my brother lives with me every day, if my friends don't leave me, so those are expectations. No. What we should understand is, we should abandon craving towards them. It's like these children. Now imagine that there's a lotus leaf. There's a lotus leaf. Now, when you put lotus leaf, if you take a lotus leaf and put some water to that lotus leaf, that lotus leaf will bear the water, will hold the water. If you keep the lotus leaf properly, and if you pour water, the water will remain. But then the water is untouched to the lotus leaf. When you move the lotus leaf, the water will go around the lotus leaf, but it won't get absorbed to the lotus leaf. So you can have a mind, you can help others, but then being detached. You can live with others, but mentally detached. It's like a lotus leaf is untouched by water. So find a lotus leaf if possible, put some water and shake the lotus leaf and see whether the water gets absorbed to the lotus leaf. And also get a sponge and put water to a sponge and see what happens. The water will get absorbed to the sponge. So don't live like a sponge, live like a lotus leaf. Then Buddha's mind was like wind blowing through a net. So wind does not get stuck in the net. So we should deal with others like wind blowing through a net. So you work with others, you speak with others, you live with others, you help each other, but being detached. But still we have loving kindness. So the third noble truth is suffering can be abandoned by removing craving. So the third noble truth is when craving is abandoned, suffering is abandoned. And the fourth noble truth is there's a beautiful path to eradicate craving. That is the Noble Eightfold Path. There are 8 factors. So in the future emails, I will explain. And then, children, this daughter says, to understand the Supreme Buddha's teachings, to make us realize the Four Noble Truths. Now, the children who does not know the Four Noble Truths, they learn. Then, and we hope that all of you Bhantes will realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. That means when the Gautama Buddha's dispensation is active, before all the disciples of the Gautama Buddha pass away, attain Mahaparinibbana, we should realize the Four Noble Truths. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now I will be happy to share the good deeds that I and my family have done. My dad offered some vegetables, fruits, and other necessary things to some of the office workers and his friends who has been locked down in a place. He also sent money to my grandmother for offering the Punchi Swamin Wahanses some cheese, toothpaste, biscuits, sugar, soap, washing powder, etc. That may be in Sri Lanka. So they would have sent money to their grandmother in Sri Lanka to offer something to the Sangha. We always protect the 5 precepts and offer the Buddha and Sariputta Maharatan Wahanse oil lamps, water, fragrant sticks, and food and juice in the morning, evening and noon. My brother and I always made pahantira as our box of them has finished. We learned to make them from one of the episodes of Punchi Ape Shraddha, and we always listen to Bana at night before we fall asleep. Nowadays, we are listening to Asarimat Budusarana, Asarimat Sambudusarana, which is taught by Valimata Saddasila Swamin Wahanse, and we do our daily chores as well. See, these children have a good timetable. So, this is how we should spend our life, even the other children. And then see, they have made wicks for the lamps. So if you all also can make wicks at home, it's beautiful. So, and who's our doer? Kenulugi Hansa. So if you can send that video making wicks, if you can find that video, send to us. I will also try to find out that video and share with the other children in the upcoming programs. So again, Kyle Putta and Sasan Putta remind me before the next program to share those videos. Then they also gain merit. They are the now organizers of this program. My mom says that even if you, Venerable Bhante, does not read loud this email in the program, that is because there are many other emails out there. No, don't worry, we have read your email now. So this is all I wanted to tell you about. And I hope you will realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. So sadhu, sadhu. So all of us, all the kids who are taking part in this program, who are listening to this program, and all the monks, may, by the power of this merit, may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now it has taken almost 25 minutes. So before we go for the next email, let's take a short break and again meet you to share the good deeds. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Dear children, once again you all are joining with us to learn the good deeds done by other children. So, as I told you in the previous program, today I will be reading the emails sent by the other children and explaining Dhamma then and there. So then I have cleared all the emails, and then from next week we can uh, start again the normal program. Namo Buddhaya Swamin Wahanse. My name is Timesha. I am 12 years old and my brother is Avishka. He is 21 years old. So even a child who is 21 years old, a young adult, is listening to this program. We live in Melbourne. We watch Colombo Dhamma Friends children program every Saturday. Now Avishka Puta, who is 21 years old, they can join the program on Sunday. From your time, maybe 11 a.m. We conduct a program in English for Toronto and Australia both, so you can join that program as well. And try to learn Dhamma in Sinhala as well. We watch Colombo Dhamma Friends children program every Saturday. We watch Shraddha TV and made a Vesak lantern just like they showed us on Shraddha. We observe Sil on Vesak Day. We also chant Ratana Sutta, Mora Parit, Kanda Parit and Angulimala Parit every day. We enjoy watching the children's program and learn a lot of things. Our parents always encourages us to practice Dhamma. They always say the Dhamma is the most valuable gift they can ever give us. Me and my brother would like to share all the merit that we have collected with Venerable Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse, who taught us Dhamma here in Melbourne. The Venerable Swamin Wahanse who conducts the program and all the other monks at Mahamevunava. So it was Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse actually who discussed with the other monks living in Australia and foreign countries and started this Mirror of Dhamma program. So you should be again grateful to Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse for taking the initiative to encourage us to do this program. So it was Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse who suggested to do a program like this. So I think Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse will be, because Vijitavansa Swamin Wahanse gets to read these emails, so he would also rejoice in your good deeds. And they have shared some photos, so we shared them in the social media. So if possible, we will try to share those photos during this Mirror of Dhamma program as well. And then the next email, Namo Buddhaya Swamin Wahanse. So before that, let us rejoice all the merits done by Timesha Dua and Avishka Puta. So may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths by the power of the merit gained by Timesha Dua and Avishka Puta. And may all of us, and may all the monks of Mahamana Buddhist monasteries and all of us realize the Four Noble Truths, including Lokaswamin Wahanse, in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya Swamin Wahanse. If Bhante think that our learnings are good, we are happy. If Bhante think it's good to share with other children, please do so. My mom said it's okay to share without our names sometimes, but always to share the learnings with CDF Swamin Wahanses to correct ourselves. So it's Mahamevunava Swamin Wahanse in Colombo Dhamma Friends Monastery. So we are learning a lot of Dhamma from CDF programs and lots of ping for doing this. We would like to share the merit we have accumulated by learning 4 great elements. So recently we did a meditation on 4 great elements. We did a recording on 4 great elements. So if you go to Colombo Dhamma Friends YouTube channel, you can find the meditation on 4 great elements, and the other children can also practice the meditation on 4 great elements. And if you can listen to the Satipatthana sermons, programs on mindfulness. So this Mirror of Dhamma program is only on Saturdays, but during the weekdays you can listen to the Satipatthana suttas done by the monks of Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahameunav. So understand the reality of body by listening to mindfulness session. Most important thing to learn the right view. We like to learn that as we don't want to born in the scary hell. So they learn this practice. These children, they practice these teachings because they are scared to be born in hell. That is Shraddha in the Buddha's realization. Now, what is the meaning of Lokavidu? Lokavidu means Buddha realized all the worlds, Brahma worlds, divine worlds, human worlds, ghost worlds, then animal world, Asura worlds, hell, and Buddha escaped from all those worlds. So, if we also have the effort, if someone has the effort to escape from the hell, that means he has confidence in the Buddha's realization, and that is called Shraddha. So while reading these emails, don't you all learn Dhamma? You all learn Dhamma. We would like to share the merit we have accumulated by learning four great elements. We did the reality of the body meditation following mindfulness program. After that, we discussed like this by using a plastic bottle, wax candle, book, fruits, a pomegranate, and an orange, few raisins, and some perfume. So they have used these things to do an experiment on elements. Then we realized generally they are forms. They are forms. Later only we tell them, okay, this is orange, this is a table. We name them later, but then generally they are forms. And they changed to take a different form. We learned that it's impermanence nature in a way. So things are impermanent. So then we shouldn't cling. What we see today is not what we see after some time. For what we see right now, we get attached. But later on, when we see the same thing, we don't like it. So is it good to attach even when you saw it at the first sight, at the first time? No. Even when you see something really beautiful for the first time, we should remember that this beauty what we see will not last forever. Then the advantage is, even at the first sight, you won't get attached to that beautiful thing. So even if that beautiful thing will not last for long, you won't get angry, you won't get sad, you won't feel sad. So the secret is, at the first sight, you should see things as really it is, as according to the true nature, you should see things. Then you will have the same feeling, just like after a long time, when you see something old, will you get attached? No. So see how Buddha has guided us to live happily, children. Because we are seeing many things, we are hearing things, we are always living with these material things, and we fight for material things, we quarrel for material things. Then we become enemies because of material things. People fight for countries, people fight for cities. Do you like to live like these children? Do you like to people like them in future births? Remember, in the beginning of the program I told you, it's because of the good habits of learning Dhamma in past lives we are learning Dhamma again and again. In the same way, bad habits also will go to the future births. Remember that. Then, like if the wax candle heated, it changes the shape into a liquid or might evaporate into air, etc. if the bottle melt and make a different container or plastic ball. Now see, they are seeing the impermanence nature. It changes, like if we hear the bottle, it will change its form into a different element too. Also we talked about live thing, like our pet cat and our Attamma's dead body. So they have took the Attamma's dead body as well. Her body must have turned into 4 elements according to the reality of the body. It must be turned flesh into soil, blood, urine, phlegm into water, air into space, and hot, cold gone as it's not live anymore. Lively thing also gone, and she must have born again somewhere by now with that live thing. So her consciousness, what happens? The consciousness will get planted. So consciousness is something that get planted. Like a seed get planted, then it grows. So in this life, when you die, what happens? Then the consciousness will conceive somewhere else, either in a human world or in a divine world or in a Brahma world or in the four planes of miseries. So now these children understood that after their grandmother passed away, that grandmother was born somewhere. Then do we have to cry? No. Why? The grandmother has given up her old body and got a new body. Imagine the grandmother is born in a human world. Now she has got a new body. So should we cry here when a person dies? No. Why? That person has already got a new body, a new life. But then if they are born in a bad place, then what we should do? We don't know. But if they are born in a bad place, if we get to know, maybe if we see them in reality, like Nandamata saw her husband. So we have to teach about the Nandamata story also in future births. So remember, again, Kailputta and Sasanputta, we should teach Velukantaki Nandamata story in a future program for the children. Then, so after a person dies, we shouldn't cry, because it's no more. We can't deal with that person anymore. And then, now she must be a baby or God or animal. We never know. So if someone is born among gods, we can be happy. If someone is born in hell, imagine if someone has done bad deeds, and we can assume that this person would have been born in a bad place. Then how should we think? We should have compassion towards that person. Poor thing, but I shouldn't be like that person, and correct our lives. Now see, even if another person does bad things and born in a bad place, yet there is a chance for us to get a message for our life and then correct our lives. Then, continuing their email, then we touched and felt the fruits and tried to understand what is made out with and how it links to four elements. We talked, both have a color. If it's invisible, we can't see. Because of the color, we can identify as it's an orange or a pomegranate. As it has got four elements, we can identify like earth element, hardness, seeds, other bits, air space between seeds, water elements, juice, and feel the fire element, temperature, cold, hot. It was very interesting to know different quantity of all four elements in everywhere. Now in the elements meditation, children, now we should understand the other children who are new to this program. Now this body, even my body, even your body, aren't we attached to our bodies? If someone scolds us, we get upset. If we get wounded, we get upset. Why? We are attached to our body. Why are we attached? We only understand, we only see and consider and think, and we decide, we take decisions by just seeing the external appearance, just the beauty. But then we don't understand the reality of the body, the real things that are consisting in this body, the real things that are present in our body, how this body is made up, with what. So this body is made up of four elements. So it is by solid elements, by liquid, by heat and air. So there is nerves, there is then intestine, there is blood, then there is this air going, then there is heat in this body, then there is air going through and fro. So these are the things that we have. There is blood, there is phlegm, there is pus, there is urine inside this body. Then when we think like this, when we think the reality of our bodies and other people's bodies, we don't get attached. So when we see elements wise, the advantage is we don't get attached. So they have done all these experiments to get detached and to understand the true nature of seeing things according to elements. Then we closed our ears and listened what we can hear. We heard clock ticking, bird singing, my brother scratching leg as well. So we talked We have given a name to it, but it's actually mostly a form of air element. See, when somebody's called you, just take it that it's coming through the air element. It's just a sound. Just take it as a sound. Then the form changes. Then we sprayed some perfume into a lid and smell it. Then we knew it got mostly air element, and we gave a name called jasmine perfume. So what happens when you smell something? Then you put a name. And once you put a name, what happens? You put a value for that. When you put a name, a value get added. Then for that value, you get attached. People see it, people search for things, and then they judge. So this is the process, children. There's a lot to learn from the Buddha's teachings. There's a lot to learn. Then what happened? We bite the raisins and kept on the tongue to see how it works. Then we felt the raisins taste, and after swallowing, the taste gone. Rehan said to keep the taste, his brother, have to keep on eating again and again raisins. After that, we passed the merits to all the divine worlds, as it was really a great practical lesson. So they have done experiments for all the 4 great elements. So we would happily share merit with all the Swamin Wahanses and with Loka Swamin Wahanse and all the Swamin Wahanses. So may all the children, let us, all of us, rejoice in these 2 brothers' merit and realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we have only another, I think, 10 minutes remaining to conclude the program. 10 or 20 minutes remaining. So, what to do? But I will read the email, so I'll now stop explaining Dhamma. I'll just explain in brief. Now again, this is an email, I think, again sent by Kenuli Gihansa. On Vesak Poy Day, my brother and one of my friends took Atasil. We made Vesak Kudu and also a Torana. We listened to Bana, Daham poems, and we worship the Buddha's Sri Pada. Sri Pada is the Buddha's sacred footprint, or the Buddha's foot. Sri Pada Vandanava. For morning, day, and evening we offered flowers, oil lamps, food, water, juices, medicine, fragrance sticks. Suvandadum. Here are some pictures and videos and details of the program. So, the first one is a schedule of our program. The second one is a picture of my mother and my friend. The third one is the Buddha Puja for morning. The fourth one is the Buddha Puja for the day. The fifth one is also the Buddha Puja for the day. The sixth one is the Buddha Puja for the evening. The seventh one is also the Buddha Puja for the evening. Eighth one is a picture of us 3 meditating. The ninth one is a video of us meditating. The 10th one is a video of us listening to one of your bana. The last one is our Torana. They have made a Torana as well. So this is it. And then they are sharing their merit. So let us, all of us, realize the 4 noble truths by rejoicing in their merit. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Kyle and Kyle has asked questions. So for Kyle and Kyle, I can answer their questions in a different program. What to do? I will finish these questions also. Okay. The thing is, then I won't be able to answer those. Okay. Kyle and Kylie's questions. They are waiting for these answers for a long time. What to do? So I think these questions, Puta, in the next program, we will do as a sermon. I will take all these questions and put it to a sermon and do it as a sermon. So Kyle and Kyle Puta's one will go to a next program. And then there's an email from Amanda Obesekara, 13 years old, Melbourne, Australia. I watch Mirror of Dhamma for Kids program every Saturday. We send our Punya Anumodana to Swamin Wahanse for this wonderful program. We have done our good deeds during the coronavirus by buying groceries to needy families back in Sri Lanka, helping the Sri Lankan students in Melbourne, and we will be offering a dana next weekend. We will be leaving the dana outside the door as we are not allowed to visit the temples. We are offering this dana for my brother Ryan's 9th birthday. I am also doing Metta Bhavana at night to spread the loving kindness to everyone suffering in this world. The real reason I am writing to you is because one of my mother's friends, an old couple who live in New York, they could not get any groceries and their online purchases never got delivered. One of them is a cancer patient, and my mother and auntie are desperately searching for a kind person to purchase groceries for them. My mother is able to pay for the groceries and the delivery cost of anyone can help. I am wondering if any of the viewers. So, children, send us their details, send us an email with their contact numbers. We'll try to see any of our devotees in America and try to contact them and see how we could help. So let us rejoice in Amanda Dua's merit, who like to help someone in Sri Lanka, who like to help someone in New York. So may Amanda Dua develop her kindness more than what she have right now. She have a lot of loving kindness, but then may she develop loving kindness more than what she have, and help that loving kindness for her to realize the Four Noble Truths. And may all of us rejoice in their merit, and let us develop loving kindness and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then there's another email. So then Ayon Puta, Hesali, Anuradha, Yasanta, they have sent some photos. So we shared them in the Colombo Dhamma Friends Facebook. So you can check the Colombo Dhamma Friends Facebook if you all have. And we have shared your images. There's another email. We have observed 10 precepts on the Vesak day and have listened your Vesak live program. After a few hours, something happened to the live streaming and we weren't able to watch it anymore. So me and my sister Kylie, started to listen to the Foundation of Mindfulness Meditation program on YouTube. We really like that series too. Lots of merit to Swamin Wahansa and giving us some tips on meditation. Monks in the Morning program 183. So children, you can listen to this program called Monks in the Morning. It's a half an hour program. If you can go to serenecolombo.org/podcast, serenecolombo.org/podcast. There are, I think, more than 100 podcasts. There are, I think, close to 100 episodes. You can listen to them and then spend your day, every day, starting the day or at the evening. You can, before you go to sleep, you can listen to half an hour program and then apply those teachings to your day-to-day lives and live happily. So all of you all should start listening to Monks in the Morning. This because it's done for you all. Another email. Nama Buddha Swaminwas, I have started listening to the Mirror of Dhamma program from UK. And it is interesting, especially when we don't have an opportunity to meet the Swaminwansas like we used to. I have a question. Can you please explain the Chanda Paritta? Okay, now Kyle Puta, Chanda Paritta, we should take a different sermon and we will do in upcoming episode. Or else during the Monks in the Morning program. Or else maybe in a weekend program we might do. Then Kyle Puta, remember, Sasan Puta, we should send an email to this particular son who has sent this email for us to who's requesting to learn about the Chanda Paritta. We are chanting Pirit with Shraddha TV every day. Amasha, 9 years old from UK. Nama Buddhaya Swaminasa. So the next email is sent by her mother or father. So then they are appreciating the work that we are doing. So Chanda Paritta. So we will have to explain the background story for Chanda Paritta. Then before we go for a break, there's few more two emails. Nama Buddhaya Swamin Wahansa. We have been learning about Lord Buddha's qualities. So I have a few questions. What is the Asura world? Asura world is a bad destination to be born. If you are born in Asura world, you can't realize the Four Noble Truths. So Asuras have fights with Devas in Chatu Maharajika. And there's a nice story to teach you all what happened when God Saka, after he was born, one of his wives were not born in a divine world, so he was looking for his wife. Then he saw this wife was born as a crane in the human world, in the animal world. Then he helped that crane to become a human being. Then finally that crane was born among asuras, and then God Saka took that uh, asura, that girl who was born among asuras, to a divine world. So I will also share that story in a future program. So it's a nice story. So again, Kyle Puta, my volunteers can make a nice program, upcoming program, to teach you about that story about God Saka who took that crane to a divine world. So remember, Asura world, we shouldn't have desires to be born in a Asura world. Can you explain Ruwanali Mahasaya? So Ruwanali Mahasaya, 1/8 of the Buddha's relics are enshrined. And then Ruwanali Mahastupa was built by King Dutugamino. And then when he built the Ruwanali Mahastupa, so he got gold, he got silver. Devas created valuable things to make the Ruwanali Mahastupa. And then Arahants brought relics from the Naga worlds to enshrine. And then in Ruwanali Mahastupa, still oil lamps are still lighting with the power of the Buddha's teachings, with the power of the Buddha's great qualities. Then enshrined the Mahastupa, Buddha's life story is depicted with paintings and carvings. And then 4 great kings are carved inside the Ruwanali Mahastupa. And then there are beautiful things, that is, there are many things carved, and there are sculptures inside the Ruwanali Mahastupa. So, and amazing things happen. There were kings who venerated the Ruwanali Mahastupa. So, again, we should make a nice program, upcoming programs, and we will announce all the programs that we are going to do in future. So, you'll be happy, and you will be happy knowing that, okay, in a future program, that you will learn these, get answers for all these questions. So Amasha from UK. Then one more email. So I think the rest of the emails can be shared again in the next episode. So let's take a short break. We've been conducting for half an hour. Even the kids could be tired, seated in one place. So now we all can go back and have a cup of water or a small juice and come back and sit down again. So before you learn Dhamma, remember, now once the program is over, worship the Buddha statue. If you are seated in front of the Buddha statue, worship the monk and stand. And again, when you come back and start, before you start listening to the program, worship the Buddha, worship the Sangha, worship the Dhamma, worship the Sangha, and sit and listen to the Dhamma program. So now we are giving you a break. So let us meet again to share some good deeds and some answers for the questions given in the last programs, in the previous programs. And hope to see you again after a short break. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Dear children, now once again we have, you all have joined with us to learn how other kids gain merit and to share their good deeds. So now I am continuing reading the emails sent by the children. This is the 3rd episode for today's program. So you might be wondering, aren't we meditating today? So we will meditate now. Let's do some breathing meditation for a couple of minutes and get back for the sharing of good deeds. So now close your eyes. Close your eyes and sit in a comfortable posture. Let's do breathing meditation. Now, focus your mind to the nose, to the nostrils of your nose. We are trying to observe the breath when you are breathing in and breathing out with the help of the nostrils. Now see whether you are breathing in or breathing out. Watch. Not from your stomach. Let the body to breathe on its own. Don't force. Let the lungs to breathe on its own. Don't force. When you are breathing in, you should be aware, I'm breathing in. When you are breathing out, you should be aware that you are breathing out. Don't pay your attention to anywhere else. Don't go to the past. Don't think about the past things. Don't think about the future. Just be in the present. The secret to be successful in meditation, the secret to calm your mind is focusing to the present. Now, in the present, what you have to focus is to the breath. Now, see if you're breathing in or whether you're breathing in or breathing out. Watch properly. Slowly see if you are breathing in. When you are breathing in, you should know that you are breathing in. When you are breathing out, you should know that you are breathing out. Try to follow the breath with the help of the nostrils. That means end of your nose. With the help of your end of your nose. Focus the breath again and again. When your mind runs to other places, when your mind wanders to the future or to the past of what you have done in the past, get back to the mind, to the breath. Focus into the breath. Now, children, try to see whether it's a long breath or a short breath. Usually we have to do about like half an hour to come to this step, but today, since I'm teaching this meditation for you, see whether you are taking a long breath and see whether you are taking a long breath or a short breath. Breathing out a long breath or a short breath, and breathing in a long breath or a short breath. With the help of the nostrils, don't force your breath. Let your body to breathe on its own. Just observe. See whether you are taking a long breath or a short breath. See whether you are breathing out a long breath or a short breath out. Now again see whether you are taking now see again whether you are breathing in or breathing out. Check that first now. Observe with your breath whether you are breathing in or breathing out. Do that for some time. Now see whether you are breathing in and breathing out. When you breathe and breathing out, when you breathe in and breathe out, see whether you are taking in a long breath or a short breath and breathing out a long breath or a short breath out. Be aware. So whatever the breath that you take in and out, you should be aware. Now your mind is only focusing towards the breath. When you do this, your mind will get calm. Your agitated mind will get calm. Now slowly open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Now, children, so today you learn a new meditation technique, that is the breathing meditation. So now we are getting back to the good deeds and Q&A. My name is Tajit Vikramasinghe, and my little sister is Linaya Vikramasinghe. I am 12 years old, and my sister is 5 years. We live in Eswatini, which is close to South Africa. Eswatini. So last in episode 5, I have asked some questions. So only few kids have answered. So if you like to watch the episode 5, watch the episode 5, and the other children answer those questions. Now see, Swaminwas is reading all the emails. So I work so hard to prepare those questions. So even the other children, you should answer those questions at least by listening to these answers. How to think wisely when your parents call you and correct you? By taking whatever they say as an advice. Very good. How to think wisely if your siblings are disturbing you? By not getting angry at them and telling them with a relaxed voice to not to do that again. How could you help your grandparents? By buying them the things and groceries they need, by comforting them and asking them about their health. Now see, when it comes to grandparents, we should ask their health very often. Why? They are old. So this is a wise child. This Buddha is wise. The other children also should become wise and ask their grandparents about their good health, about their health. How can you do your own work as a kid? By being encouraged to do your work on your own without your parents' help. Very good. What could you do? Think if you don't feel like learning the Dhamma or meditating. I would ask a monk for benefits of following the Dhamma and meditating. Now he has shared some good deeds. My good deeds for the week was I lit an oil lamp every day. We gave some food to cats and birds in the area. We also found some sick and vulnerable birds, uh, took care them. Later we released them. I chanted Ratana Sutta every morning and night. I practiced loving kindness meditation and also observed the five precepts. I honored my parents by praying to them, by worshipping them every night with my sister. We helped a neighbor to get to the grocery store. We planted lots of plants such as beans, onions, maize, long beans, jackfruit tree, etc. We're listening to Dhamma preachings. So our teacher Lokasamin has told to plant uh, plants, that vegetables for you to survive in future if there's a big drought in future. Dear Swamin Wahansa, now the next email. So we rejoice all your meritorious deeds and may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths by the power of deeds that you have done. Then the next email. Dear Bante, how to think wisely when your parents are correcting you. How to think wisely when your parents are correcting you. Do not get angry at your parents because they are saying the right thing. They are saying the right thing. They are the ones who brought you into this world. See, a good answer. They are teaching what is right and what is wrong, even though we don't like it. Our parents are the first teachers of our life. Our parents are the first teachers of our lives, of our life. Parents are always happy for our success, and they have unconditional love towards us. See, this little child is telling they have unconditional love towards us. They say things with the aim of correcting you. They say things, they advise with the aim of correcting you. They have no intention of judging you. That means they have no intention of judging you. They are your child. They are your child. Or to put you down. That's why you have to accept it. The correct advice makes you a better person. So don't we have to read this email, children? How can I neglect these emails? How can I postpone reading these emails? This child is 9 years old, Oneli De Silva from Sydney, Australia. Oneli De Silva, 9 years old. So isn't it worth to read these emails? Then there's another child from grade 4. How to think wisely when your parents call you and correct you. I will obey them and listen to them. How to think wisely if your siblings tear your pages. See the answer. Or messing your things, disturbing you. I will tell it's not good to tear pages, and I will tell please do not mess up my things, and please do not disturb me also. That's also good, but tell in a good way. How could you help your grandparents? I helped my grandparents to pluck flowers and also offered flowers. That's good because grandparents can't. There sometimes grandparents they use a walking stick to walk. They might not be able to flowers from a pluck flowers standing for a long time. So you can help your grandparents to pluck flowers. That's good. That's good because they are offering it to the Supreme Buddha. How to think wisely when your parents, uh, and then I think that's the next one is I think the sister in grade 2. How to think wisely when your parents call you and correct you. I will go there and listen to them because sometimes when parents call you, you pretend as if you did not hear. Some children don't do that. I will go and listen to them. How to think wisely if your sister or brother is tearing your pages or messing your things or disturb you. I will tell them, please go. So at least she tells, please go. So she tells, please go. That's also good. How to help your grandparents? By giving water to them. Very good. How could you do your work as a kid? I can have a wash. Very good. When some children, when the parents tell them to have a shower and a wash, they don't do that. They just run to the bathroom, just apply some water and come back. Don't do that. What could you do if you don't feel like learning Dhamma? I will jump a little time. So I think if you are 2 years in grade 2, you can jump a little bit. So, but when you are jumping, you should spread loving kindness. Then there's another email from Rehan and Brian. Puta, this I will read in a different program since I have read one of your emails. Then there's another email. Dear Venerable Swamin Wahanse, my name is Naveen and my sister is Nuvani. We are both 11 years old. We live in England and attend to Dhamma classes at Basildon Nasapur. I started to watch Colombo Dhamma Friends recently and now watch every Saturday and Sunday with my sister. We find quite interesting. Okay. We worship the Lord Buddha every day. We wanted to share some good deeds we have done this week. I have donated 400 euros to help children with 400 pounds, I think, 400 pounds to help children with muscular dystrophy, which is a muscular wasting condition. I read an article and it made me really sad and felt I needed to help. I wanted to give money a long time ago, but I did not have enough money from my savings until now. 11 years old, see, they are doing merit. We also contribute to Shraddha Food Project. We want to give merits from our good deeds to Venerable Vanaratana Swamin Wahanse, who taught us spirit chanting, and Venerable Chandaloka Swamin Wahanse and Venerable Amata Gavesi Swamin Wahanse, who taught us Dhamma lessons. We have a couple of questions to ask. I have been wondering about muscular dystrophy. Could you kindly tell me what kind of karma they have done in their lives to have this kind of condition? Children, it's difficult to precisely straight away tell what karma they have done. But then it's good for you. Listen to a sutta. Try to read this sutta called as Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta. Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta. In Chula Kama Vibhanga Sutta, Buddha preaches the bad consequences. Then there's another sutta called Apaya Sangvatanika Sutta. I will do those sermons in future programs. And sometimes in Monks in the Morning programs, we would have done. So try to listen to Monks in the Morning program. There's a podcast as well. The website, if you go to the website, serincolombo.org/podcast and search for sermons about karma, you might be able to find. And then, so you can't precisely say now, for an example, Buddha said, when you kill others, your lifespan will get shortened. And then when you harm others, you will have a lot of diseases. So it's harming others like hitting with stones and then stabbing and then damaging others' lives. So some doctors give wrong medicine purposely. So harming animals, some harm animals, some step on ants, some kill mosquitoes. So we shouldn't harm others. So when you harm others, you will have a lot of diseases. Namo Buddhaya Swamin Wahanse, I am Nuvini and I also have a question. Every day we say 5 precepts. Every day we observe 5 precepts. Even before you teach us Dhamma, we say 5 precepts. We observe 5 precepts. Why should we repeat every day? Even if we do not breach or commit any wrong. Sometimes children, out of mindfulness, without mindfulness, we might break precepts. If you are mindful always, no problem. But then, into these programs, new children take part in this program. There are newcomers. So it's as a habit. As a habit, we observe the 5 precepts because to protect our lives, to always maintain a life observing 5 precepts. So it's always good to observe the 5 precepts because we bathe every day, whether we are even if we sweat a little bit, as a habit we bathe every day. So as a habit, observe the 5 precepts until you become a stream entrant. So they really enjoy the program. So we rejoice in your good deeds. May these 2 daughters realize the Four Noble Truths, and may all of us rejoice in this merit, and may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then the next email is, we have been listening to your teachings in the Mirror of Dhamma, and we are enjoying it while learning so much. We have been collecting merits by chanting Paritha along with the Shraddha TV live streaming for more than a month now. For more than a month, that means they have been doing it continuously. Now we have been listening to Mirror of Dhamma and monks in the morning. See, these children are listening to monks in the morning. We have started to read Dhamma books to pass time usefully. See, to pass time usefully and to collect more merit, and are also speaking Sinhala at home and slowly learning to write. See, now why I'm reading this email. See, now these children are learning Sinhala. Why? You don't have to depend on one or two monks. Then you can learn Dhamma from many monks. We have been writing our merits in our Pingpotha, in merit book, and when we read over it, we feel very happy. We have been preparing Vesak lanterns to celebrate Vesak, and we are going to observe 8 precepts. Here are a few pictures of preparation of lanterns. As Lokusamin Wahanse has requested, we have planted vegetables such as beetroot, carrots, lettuce, beans, and chives. So then here are some questions. Now, these questions. How would a person know if they have achieved Nibbana? When a person has achieved Nibbana, that person will know that he does not have lust, anger, and delusion anymore. He won't get angry because of others or because of himself. He will know that there is no lust, anger, and delusion anymore. When you are in heaven, do you remember your past lives? Some divine beings remember their past lives. Okay, I will teach you a story from that in a future birth. So my volunteers, remind me, add to our list. There's a nice story. One devata, one fairy could remember the past birth. So we'll tell that Dhammapada story in a future program. How do we practically use the Eightfold Path in our day-to-day life? So like Sammaditthi, you can practice the 10 right views. Children, try to go to the Monks in the Morning podcast and search for right views. Search for right views. First, practice the right views. When you practice the right views, you need to practice right speech, right livelihood. That means right livelihood. Then right actions, right livelihood. Then to practice the 10 right views, you need effort, you need mindfulness, right concentration. Then you have to meditate. So when you listen to monks in the morning, you'll meditate. So when you follow these programs, when you meditate, when you chant, when you learn Dhamma, when you protect the 5 precepts, when you meditate, you are practicing Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. So if you tell the Noble Eightfold Path, if you learn the Noble Eightfold Path, if you want to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, it is Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. So Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. That means virtue, concentration, and wisdom. So 8 factors are practiced when you practice 3 things. That is Sila, Samadhi, Prajna. Virtue, concentration, and wisdom. Now those children, do you remember in the previous episode when I read an email about an experiment on a meditation? What is that? Panya. So which precept does smoking come under? So just avoid smoking and taking alcohol and drugs. That is the best thing. So my family would like to share the merit we have been accumulating with all the Dhamma friends. Okay, we rejoice in your merit, and may all of us, and may you realize the 4 Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, children, sometimes these Q&A and the other emails might not play in the live program, but then those Q&A and then the good deeds will be uploaded to the Shraddha website, and then from there you can listen to these uh, listen to these good deeds and the good and the answers. So if you are if there is no if we do not have enough time to play in the live broadcast, please go to the Shraddha TV website and go to the English website from in the Shraddha TV, and then look for the videos for the good deeds and the other emails, good deeds and the Q&A. I am Kenuli Gehans. I am 12 years old. I always watch your program and I love it. Okay. How would you think when your parents called you? I would feel a bit scared. Now, see how honest. But I know that they call me because they love me and do not want me to do the same mistake again and again in the future. How would you think wisely when your siblings tear your books pages? I would think I would think that it was not my siblings' fault. See, this is wise. Now see how this child would think. I would think that it was not my siblings' fault and that it was mine. Because my sibling would not understand the value of things yet, as they are young, and I would make up my mind as I know that nothing in this world is permanent. See how wise this little girl is, 12 years. So how can I neglect these emails? How can I postpone reading these emails? How would you help your grandparents? I would do chores for them, massage their legs and arms, put bana and perit for them to listen. Then they would get ping. So this child is playing Dhamma sermons for their grandparents. So the Buddha said, preaching the Buddha's teachings, making arrangements for them to learn Dhamma, for others to learn Dhamma, that is the greatest gift we can give. How can you do your own work as a child? I could clean the house, fold and dry clothes, make the beds, wash the cups and dishes, clean the place where Buddharajanan Vahanse and Sariputta Maharatan Vahanse are, and take care of my two brothers while my mom cooks, massage my parents, help my brother with his homework, put the food into the fridge and more. What would you think if you do not want to meditate or listen to Dhamma? As I do not really feel like that, because I love listening to Dhamma Desana and meditation makes me calm. Do you write a merit book? Yes, I do. So that's from this daughter. So I think we could do one more reading, and then I think we'll have to conclude the program and upload the other readings in a separate program as a separate video. Then there's another email. Venerable Swaminasa, my name is Sanaya. I am 9 years old, and my sister's name is Nuyara, and she is 7 years old. We live in Melbourne, Australia. We would like to share our good deeds with you and all our brothers and sisters all around the world. Every day in the evening, our family do the Savasa Buddha Vandana, evening Buddha Vandana, and chant the Ratana Sutta, as well as the Angulimala Sutta. We also listen to the children's program on Shraddha TV live every Saturday. Every day, morning and evening, we offer Wat and Gilampasa to the Supreme Buddha. I would like to ask a question. How long does the Ratana Sutta protect you? As long as you have faith in the Buddha. And also children, Ratana Sutta, the Buddha's power, the Buddha's blessings, it's limitless. How can you give a time period? We can as suggest thinking that until you die, it can protect you. If you can understand the meanings in the Ratana Sutta, that will help you until you attain Nibbana. This is how I can answer. So, let us share merit, let us rejoice in her merit, and may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths, and may everyone realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Then there's another email. My brother Chenul and me, Tasara, are from Canada, Edmonton. We go to the Mahamevunava Edmonton before. We went to the Mahamevunava Monastery Edmonton before this virus happened. And we would like to tell you the good deeds we do during quarantine. Every night, me and my brother would worship our Amma and Tata. We would also listen to the Dhamma in the program and take meditation every week. Do meditation every week. This is Chenul and Tasara. My parents would listen to the Sinhala version while we would listen to the English one. Before the coronavirus happened, every month my family would go to the Asapur and attend to Sil, observing 8 precepts. Before school started, me and my brother would take Pansil every day, observing 5 precepts every day, and would worship our parents as well. So then there's one more. I think we can finish. We can do all this. We can finish this during the live streaming. So the next email. Many Buddha statues have a small dot on the Buddha's forehead. I asked Amma about this. She said our Supreme Buddha had 32 special marks on his physical body. One is the Urna Roma Dhatu on the forehead. Could you please explain to us these 32 special marks on the Buddha got on his beautiful body? What kind of meritorious actions he has done to gain these special marks? Have all the Buddhas got these special 32 marks? All the Buddhas have these special 32 marks, and wheel turning monarchs also have these 32 marks. What I do, there's a sutta to learn. I will reply to an email with the 32 marks. You slowly read it. And in the sermons also, what I'll do in upcoming programs, we will make one session to teach a sign of the Supreme Buddha. We will make one session to teach one sign of the 1 or 2 signs or 3 signs of the Supreme Buddha. So in that way, you can gradually learn Dhamma. So Kyle and Sasanputta, again, remember this. We have to teach about the 32 signs of the Supreme Buddha. Then there's another child from Netuli Kannangara, by Netuli Kannangara. I have 2 questions. My question is that what are the Eightfold Paths? I have explained. My second question is how to apply the Noble Eightfold Path. I told you to practice Sila Samadhi Prajna. Sila Samadhi Prajna. That is virtue, concentration, and wisdom. Then there's another email. So Kyle has asked about Maranasati. Kyle Putta, remember, we should talk about Maranasati in upcoming program, and we'll do that. Then there's another marriage. Then the last one. Our names are Aaron and Anya. I'm wondering whether I've read this before, but never mind, we'll read again. We are writing to you from Lombardy in Italy. We have been in lockdown for 2 months, and thanks to Dhamma and your sermons. Okay. How can we become a Sotapanna? Is it difficult to become one? It's difficult, but if you try, even though it's difficult, we should try, children. So to become a Sotapanna, you should develop unshakable confidence in the Buddha. You should develop unshakable confidence in the Buddha's teachings. You should develop an unshakable confidence on the Sangha. And you should protect the precepts, the 5 precepts very well. The noble 5 precepts. We call it Arikanta Sila. So, without giving up, you should observe and protect the precepts very well. So, to develop an unshakable confidence towards the Buddha Dhamma Sangha and develop the virtue, you should keep on learning Dhamma. To keep on learning Dhamma, the Buddha said, associate noble friends, learn Dhamma from them. Then don't learn Dhamma just like pouring water to a pot. There's a hole underneath. Grab it and think wisely. Practice these good deeds done by other children at home, and then you will become a stream entrant. Follow the Noble Eightfold Path. Whatever the teachings that I do, write them in a book. Make a nice timetable from morning until evening. Make a timetable for the week. Then get 7 good deeds for throughout the week. Monday, loving kindness. Tuesday, compassion. Wednesday, generosity. Then Thursday, equanimity. Then Friday, learning Dhamma. Then Saturday, uh, meditating, then Sunday reading Dhamma books. So have a nice timetable like that. Then children, you are following the Noble Eightfold Path. So can a Pacceka Buddha exist if it's the time of a Samma Sambuddha? No. Pacceka Buddhas appear before Samma Sambuddhas appear in this world. Okay, so that's how it happens. So I'm so happy that I was able to read all the emails sent by all the children, and except few emails from Brian, Puta, and Kyle. Never mind, Kyle is one of the volunteers now. So he is like one of the sons in the monasteries, one of the upasakas in the monastery, Colombo Dhamma Friends. Even though he's living in England, I talk to him every day now, so I can answer his questions. And Kyle Puta can make the programs, you put your questions to the upcoming programs, and then we'll do sermons and make a nice program for the upcoming programs, make a nice schedule for the upcoming programs, so that children will know what they're going to learn in future and they will join the programs. So may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths. May our teacher Lokaswamin also realize the Four Noble Truths. And may all of us live happily, and may all the coronavirus patients, may all the patients who are suffering from this coronavirus, and may all the doctors, patients, and may everyone have long life and realize the Four Noble Truths by the power of all these good deeds done by all the children. And may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Children, today we listen to many good deeds done by many children, and we read a lot of answers for the questions given by the monks, and also we answered a lot of questions asked by the kids. So it was a wonderful day, and we completed answering and reading a lot of emails, completed reading all the emails except emails from the same children. So I just read one email from those children, the best ones. So today we gained a lot of merit. And then today we are listening to this sermon. We got this opportunity because a family from Australia, from Perth, they sponsored for the broadcasting expenses. So we should be grateful to them as well. And let us share merit with all the gods first of all. May all gods rejoice in this merit. May they protect us, may they protect us, may they protect us. And may all the gods realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the departed relatives of this family, that is meritorious Nitika Sammani daughter, and Netaka Sansit, son Netaka Sansit. So may those kids, so their parents are doing this donation to broadcast this sermon to bless their children. So may all the departed relatives of them, may all the departed relatives of the family who sponsored for this program be well and happy, have happiness, and escape from suffering as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may all the departed relatives of all of us, may all the departed relatives of all of us rejoice in this merit, be well and happy, have happiness, and escape from suffering as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let us share merit with our teacher Lokaswamin Wahanse, and may let us share merit with all the monks and nuns of Mahamina Buddhist monasteries, and let us share merit with all the monks and nuns in all over the world. May all the monks who are locked down, who are locked in temples, may they be able to get requisites easily, may they get food very easily, and then may they find food very easily, and may those dayakas take care of those monks and nuns very well, and may all the monks and nuns of all over the world be well and happy, have long life, and our teacher Lokaswamin Wahanse and all the monks and nuns realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let us share merit, especially there's some merit sharing to be done by the people who, the meritorious devotees who did the donation for the broadcasting. That is for the month of 6th, for the month of May 6th, celebrating the birthday. That is Inoka Patirana Upasika. And then May 27th, they are celebrating the birthday Nitika Sammani, daughter Nitika Sammani. And then May 25th, that is Netaka Sansit, son Netaka Sansit. And May 24th, they are celebrating the birthday, that is Pibun Chatun, son Pibun Chatun, and daughter Netuki Sanatani. So may all of them and their parents, may everyone. I'm wondering how their birthdays fall on the same month. Anyway, so may they be well and happy, have happiness. May all of us be well and happy. May all of us be well and happy by the power of the Buddha's sacred relics, by the power of the Buddha's sacred relics, by the power of the Buddha's great qualities, by the power of the great stupas, by the power of the Jayasri Mahabodhi tree, by the power of the Buddha's sacred footprint, by the power of the Buddha's sacred tooth relics and the hair relics, and by the power of all the stupas in all the worlds, by the power of the sacred Dhamma, by the power of the Mahasangha, by the power of the relics of Mahasangha, may everyone be well and happy, be well and happy, be well and happy. May this coronavirus dispel as soon as possible. May this coronavirus get abandoned as soon as possible, and may all of us live peacefully and live happily. May people, especially living in America, in Brazil, Russia, and also in the Europe, may everyone be well and happy and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, may all the supporters who support the Shraddha TV, who make donations monthly to maintain the Shraddha TV. There's a lot of people working in Shraddha TV, more than 50 people. So more than that. And then there's a lot of expenses incurred to broadcast the Shraddha TV to the people living in Sri Lanka itself. And also, especially, there's a lot of expenses incurred to broadcast the broadcasting within Sri Lanka, to build towers and then to watch TV without any data, without any internet connection in Sri Lanka, they can watch TV. So to make it happen, it's very difficult. A lot of things should be fulfilled. People are working apart from the Kadwela monastery and based in other places. So to make all these things successful, successful and to pass the Buddha's message to many people and to protect this Dhamma for another generation, for another many generations, you are helping. It's not just for one Dhamma sermon. So may all the people who donated for this Mirror of Dhamma program so far, and may everyone who donated for Shraddha TV be well and happy, be well and happy. And may they learn Dhamma again and again. May they meet Kalyana Mitras again and again until they attain Nibbana. And may all of us realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.
මෙවැනි වටිනා ධර්මදේශනා නැරඹීමට ශ්‍රද්ධා YouTube චැනලය සබස්ක්‍රයිබ් කර සීනුව ලකුණ ඔබන්න.